I never imagined a normal Tuesday morning would split my world in half, but that was before my wife, Leah, walked into the kitchen with swollen eyes, a suitcase at her feet, and spoke 7 words that nearly stopped my pulse. "Arlo, I'm leaving. I can't stay anymore." For a moment, everything dimmed, like someone had lowered the brightness on my senses. Leah was never dramatic, never reckless. She was the kind of person who apologized to houseplants when she trimmed them. Hearing her say something so final felt like losing the ground under my feet. I stared at her, waiting for a tremble, a shaky laugh, anything. But she stood there silently, fingers locked around the suitcase handle, knuckles white. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I really am." The strange part was we hadn't been arguing. Sure, we had rough days like any couple, but we weren't broken, or at least I didn't think we were. Maybe I missed the signs. Maybe she'd been slipping away, and I'd been too comfortable to notice. "What happened?" I asked softly. She glanced aside. "It's not just one thing. It's everything. I feel invisible, Arlo, like nothing I do matters anymore. I keep trying, but nothing changes. Invisible. Leah, who had always been the brightest part of my life. I thought I showed her that. Maybe I hadn't. Maybe routine had made me complacent. Before I could respond, a sharp knock echoed through the house. Urgent, out of place. Leah went still. I moved toward the door, puzzled. But before my hand reached the handle, she grabbed my wrist tightly. "Don't," she whispered, her voice shaking. "Leah, what's happening?" I asked, feeling a chill spread across my spine. She swallowed hard. I didn't want it to happen like this. The knocking came again, louder. Then a woman's voice followed, soft but desperate. "Leah, please just open the door." I recognized that voice immediately. Juniper, Leah's childhood best friend, the one who moved across the country years ago and only visited occasionally. Sweet, artistic, thoughtful Juniper, someone we both cared about. But why did she sound like she was begging? I opened the door before Leah could stop me. Juniper stood trembling on the porch, her auburn hair messy, her eyes shining with tears. And when she saw Leah with that suitcase, she completely fell apart. "Leah, don't do this," she cried, stepping inside without waiting. "Please, you promised you wouldn't leave him like this." "Promised." I echoed, stunned. Leah backed up, her voice cracking. "You weren't supposed to come, Juniper, and you weren't supposed to just disappear." Juniper snapped back. "You told me you needed a few days to think, not that you were about to throw everything away." I looked between them, lost. "Someone tell me what's going on." Juniper took a shaky breath and turned to me. "Arlo, she's not leaving because she stopped loving you. She's leaving because she thought you stopped loving her." My chest tightened. "Leah, that's not true." But she stepped back, shaking her head like my voice physically hurt her. "You haven't looked at me the same in months. You're always exhausted, always somewhere else. Every night you come home, open your laptop, and barely say 10 words. I didn't want to burden you." "A burden?" I repeated. "Leah, I've been working late because my company is laying people off. I didn't want to scare you until I knew whether I'd be next." I rubbed my forehead. "I've been tired and terrified. Try and protect you, not push you away." She blinked at me, stunned. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I didn't want you to worry." Juniper folded her arms. "And why didn't you tell him you felt invisible?" Leah lowered her eyes. "Because I didn't want to seem needy." And there it was, the painful irony. 2 people trying so hard not to hurt each other that they built walls instead. Juniper sighed deeply. "This is why I came. Leah called me last night, saying she was leaving today. I knew she was making a mistake. I drove 6 hours because I wasn't letting her destroy her life without hearing the truth first." Leah wiped away tears. "I thought you'd be better off without me." That sentence tore something open inside me. I slowly stepped closer, giving her room to step away if she needed to. "Leah, I don't need you. I want you. That's different." I took her hands gently. "You think you were fading, but I was holding on to you so tightly I didn't realize you were slipping. That's on me. But running away won't solve anything. Talking will. She lifted her eyes to mine, really looked. And for the first time in months, I saw the Leah I loved shining through all the fear. I was scared, she whispered. Scared you didn't choose me anymore. I choose you every day, I said softly. Even on the days I'm too worn out to say it out loud. Juniper sniffled loudly. Okay, since you two had me cry like an idiot, can somebody close the door? It's freezing. For the first time that morning, we laughed just a little, but enough to loosen the tightness in my chest. Leah let go of her suitcase. It hit the floor with a soft thump, a sound of something breaking, but also something mending. She stepped into my arms, and I held her like I had nearly lost her forever. Juniper, dramatic as always, wiped her eyes and declared, I'm staying the night. You two clearly require supervision. Leah rolled her eyes. You drove 6 hours just to bully me into staying. Juniper smirked. Absolutely. And I'd do it again. Leah turned back to me, her voice gentle. Arlo, can we try again? I kissed her forehead. We never stopped. And standing there in our cluttered kitchen, a suitcase on the floor, Juniper complaining about the cold, I came to understand something unforgettable. Sometimes the moment everything seems to be falling apart is the moment everything finally comes together.